Good morning and welcome back to London. In this one, I thought I'd teach you the ways of my style of photography. I'll show you how to do that high contrast stuff that you see so much from myself. We're just walking around, the sun is out. It's quite a nice day actually, it's quite warm, which means it's perfect for these sorts of photos. So I won't waffle too much, I'll just get straight in to taking some photos and teaching you some bits and bobs. Let's go. So this scene is actually pretty nice just for the fact that you've got this little bit of light coming through and leading onto the road over here. And if I can get someone to step in it or step through it, it might look quite good. Now, let's do a quick talk about settings. And it's very simple, basically. Always meter your camera for the brightest point in your image. So if I'm shooting this camera in auto, which I don't, I use highlight weighted metering. If I am dialing in all my settings manually, which is what I do, I always make sure that the brightest point in the image, i.e. this patch of light here, is exposed correctly. Shadows, I like them crushed, I like them dark. So I'd much rather that than an overexposed highlight and detail in the shadows. I much prefer a loss of detail in the shadows and a nice highlight that's exposed correctly. So I also like the stepping from dark into light. So we're under a railway bridge at the minute and the sun casting a really nice direct shadow on the floor here at a point. If you get someone on the other side of the road walking through, as they step into the light, there'll be a nice silhouette. Or a bit further down, they've got the lighter colour of the brick, and that'll make a nice silhouette as well. You just need someone walking into that light wearing something dark, and you get that really nice light-dark contrast that we love. Even on this side of the road, but it works better when they're in the light. So if they are in that corner just before the drop curb, if you will, that's a perfect spot for them, or just after, just before the first vent on that marble style brick of the wall. The sun is still out, but what's that cloud doing? Get away. Go on, get off with you. I've noticed this pattern on the floor. The Gherkin's windows are basically creating this lovely texture of reflection on the floor. And again, exposing for the highlights and using exposure compensation at like -2 actually works really quite nicely. Really brings out those shadows, crushes them to bits, which I love. And you're focusing for the brightest point in the image. Just someone walking through these little patches of light might look quite nice. Just need to wait for the right person. So you may notice the shots I'm taking today are in black and white. That's not for any other reason than I enjoy shooting in black and white a lot more than I used to. And the images that I take, I use black and white to remove any distraction and stuff like that from the image. You don't have to shoot in black and white for these styles of images to work. Take that image that I just took in that archway. That's what it looked like in black and white, but this is also what it looked like in colour. They both work in their own right. In fact, you can use high contrast purely in colour by using colour contrast to your advantage. Say you've got someone up against a plain white wall wearing a red dress. That is high contrast in its own right. Or someone up against a blue wall in a red dress. That colour contrast wheel that I mentioned in a few videos ago. You draw a line from one colour directly opposite, and they are the colours that complement and contrast the best with one another. So yes, you can use colour. I think some images look better in black and white, especially with this sort of style, but you don't have to. I can see in colour because I'm not colourblind, but my screen on my camera is set to black and white high contrast. So I can picture the scene. I can see it in colour, but I can also see it in black and white, allowing me to decide there and then, as I'm setting up the shot, what would be better. That's also a great idea to do, because then you can know without having to edit them up in both colour and black and white. You know as you're taking the shot. You shouldn't know after the fact. You should know as you're taking the shot for anything, if it's going to work or not. See, other liker girlies would be drinking matcha lattes right now, but not this liker girly. So we're at the Barbican again, and I love just catching someone when the sun breaks through with the framing of these bars here. I think it works really well, and yeah, I mean, there's so many different angles you can get, so it could be quite interesting. Oh yeah, should probably mention, if you own a Leica and you decide to go for a beer, then you do need to redeem yourself. So I did get a matcha as well. Yeah, this is quite a nice frame because I'm using the top of this bit of wood and the bottom to create like a little subframe here. And yeah, you get people, I'm not doing it straight either, I'm like almost at a 45-degree angle with the camera. But yeah, when you get someone walking through, or a bike or something like that, it could create something quite interesting, but I need to aim down just so there's not a lot of distraction there. Yeah, I think I'm going to work the scene a little bit and wait for the right subject, because yeah, I quite like the fact that you've got this blocking out distractions from the road onwards, because there's a bunch of colourful cones where they're doing some work over there, and you've got this bottom bit which blocks out all the leaves which are just down on the bottom. So as well as me trying to frame someone through the bars, you've also got just the brutalist architecture of the Barbican Centre causing some really cool shapes of shadow, which I like. And it's always good to get a good perspective, or a different perspective, on shots that you would take at ground level, either if you can, like I am, shooting down or shooting up at things, can create a completely different element to your images. So I've seen this lovely patch of light on this stairwell. Allow me to demonstrate. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want the sun to not go behind the clouds as well, but you can't get everything, right? And another thing when it comes to shooting, always work the scene. I say it all the time. I was shooting this scene face value. And then I literally walk to the side, and the shadows are lovely here. You got a leading line from the corner of the frame here, up the stairs. Go on, go for it, mate. Cheers. They don't know that I'm waiting for them. And then, yeah, when they go up, oh, look, the sun's gone away. What a coinky dink. And when these people go, the sun will come back out. I predict 5 seconds. Maybe not.
Do a time lapse and count how long it takes for the sun to come back up.
No, because it might not. What's that? So I've just left the Barbican, and I've been there for a couple hours actually. There's some really nice shapes there when it's sunny. But I was photographing from mid-afternoon really. It's now 5:30 in the afternoon, and that means, especially in the height of summer, that's when the shadows really get drawn out. And when you get drawn out shadows, you can really emphasize that in your images and really can create some really nice work rather than just having really short, just shadows that drop off really quickly. You can really emphasize it. And you may notice in my work, I use a lot of negative space when doing high contrast work. You don't have to. There's 2 real main ways to do it. In the sun, I always try and use negative space, try and make the shots more minimal, eliminate distractions, but you can also use a hell of a lot of foreground elements, a lot of texture and shape that way, and make a grungy maximist image if you want, and just really go all out with your high contrast. And if shadows are hitting your texture, well, that just emphasizes it even more. Tons of different ways to shoot, but I prefer the minimal approach. So speaking of a more textured maximalist shot, this scene here, this little triangle of light hitting the shutters, there's a lot of texture here, and because you've got the shadows, it really creates a lot of different texture. And if the sun was on the opposite wall, smooth surface, nothing to really worry about, it's really quite minimal. So you've got the shutters here, really maximal, minimal, with the wall next to it. It's quite a nice contrast there, but this alleyway is very quiet, so I doubt I'm going to get a subject. But just to show you the difference, both work by themselves as an image. I just prefer that to that. I try to avoid shooting into the sun as much as possible because it's very bright, but I can use this wall here as a foreground element to block the sun and capture people as they hit that patch of light there. Just so they got a bit of backlight to them, giving them that nice silhouette around them. And like I say, with the evening light, you get really drawn out shadows. So, this guy's walking down. I've waited for a little bit, and it's pretty okay for him to keep walking. That's a nice little silhouette. that works pretty nicely. Yeah, not bad. There's a nice bit of everything there. You got the subject with a bit of backlight to them, so they've got a halo around them, if you will. Texture, reflection, silhouette. Put all them 2, 3, 4 things together. So that's it for this week's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. Going out, taking photos the way I like to shoot normally. High contrast, a lot of minimalism, negative space, all that sort of stuff. And I hope a few of the tips that I've shown helps you take similar photos if you like that sort of style. You may have noticed that a lot of the images in this video, if you know London at all, are all quite close to each other. I didn't travel very far. I was quite local to me, and yeah, just a local street walk really. So if you want to see any more videos just set in one location, let me know. Might be areas that I've never been to, might be areas that I don't like shooting in, and it'll take me out of my comfort zone. But yeah, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next Sunday for another video. Bye bye.